Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar. It's time for NBA 2K17. This is awesome for me to say. The Seattle Supersonics versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Now for me, the Seattle Supersonics, that was my NBA team when I was growing up. Like, I remember it was 4th grade where my friend introduced me to the Sonics, and I watched them on TV every now and then. I didn't get a chance to really watch them too often because many of you know I'm from Nebraska, and so really it was all Chicago Bulls, which was pretty cool because that's when Michael Jordan was playing and Bulls were at their all-time best, but we wouldn't see the Seattle Supersonics too much since we weren't in their market. But I made sure I watched whenever I could. But yeah, I had a Sean Kemp jersey. My friend had a Gary Payton jersey, and there would be days where we would wear them together. Man, that was good times. I mean, now that I think about it too, back then I even thought I could impress a girl and make her like me by my exceptional drawings of football helmets. But no, the Sonics were my team when I was younger. And as I got older, I tried to watch them whenever I could. But unfortunately, they left Seattle, became the Oklahoma City Thunder, and now I don't have an NBA team, really. I guess the closest thing you could say that I have is I do enjoy watching the Orlando Magic, but nobody means as much to me as the Sonics do. And so what's cool about NBA 2K17 this year is you have the ability when you're doing MyGM mode is you can create expansion teams. And so the Seattle Supersonics were a team that was available to be able to download that somebody else had created. So mad props for creating this. And I'm I'm going to go ahead and do this. And at the same time, too, I made, I imported the Louisville team, since I know that's another city that's potentially going to get an expansion. I was going to go with Las Vegas, but just going through the ones that I saw were already made, wasn't a big fan of them. So I started this twice. The first time I went ahead and did this is I got to start off in the off season. And so, you have your expansion draft at that point. You've got the regular draft free agent signing. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I could get Kevin Durant. How cool would that be to be able to get him back on the Seattle Supersonics? But he ended up signing with Oklahoma City, and that made me think, you know what? Too much is going to change. I don't want to go ahead and do that. So I actually restarted it and, just kind of picking up during the season. So my team is not that great. Ginobili is the best player on my team, and his overall is 80. And that's actually kind of a bittersweet thing for me that I've kind of discovered here. Because I don't have a superstar, Ginobili driving to the basket, by the way, I really have to consider, all right, who's the open person here? I'm not concentrating on one big playmaker or trying to get one person's stats to look really good. Frankly, I don't care. It's all about trying to win this game for me. As part of this GM mode, my owner wants me to end up winning the first home game of the year, which is this one against the Grizzlies. And so I'm trying to do, of course, all that I can to be able to win this one. Not that I don't do all that I can, but I'm just concentrating a lot more on things to make sure I come away with the W right here. We're up by 7, though. That's pretty good here at this point. Now, I'm trying to get used to some of these players, too, since, with this being an expansion team, and I mentioned Ginobili's my best person at 80, I've got to figure out where the strengths and weaknesses of my team members are, where I can try and use them. Livingston right here. Yeah, he got the three-pointer on this one, but he normally doesn't have that type of range. So really, that was just luck for me. I was able to go ahead and drain that one. But, do whatever it takes to be able to come out on top here with this one. But yeah, if you guys haven't watched it yet, I recommend watching the documentary. You can find it on YouTube. It's called Sonics Gate. And it really talks about what happened with the Seattle Supersonics. It's a story not a lot of people really know unless you're a Seattle fan, but it's definitely worth watching to kind of understand why some of the Seattle Supersonics fans feel the way that they do. Like every once in a while, you'll watch an Oklahoma City game and there'll be a Sonics fan who's there. A lot of times cheering against Oklahoma City. But there is hope for the Seattle Supersonics to come back later on. There's news coming out just pretty regularly about future things that could happen to bring him back. And I can tell you, when and if that does happen, I'm going to be glued to my TV. I'm going to try and watch as many games as possible, because one of the things that I've kind of learned is you really don't know what you have when it comes to sports until they're gone. And so me losing the Supersonics, it's like, oh man, what if I lose the Oakland A's? I know they could potentially move. What if they become a whole different team and completely change everything if they move to San Jose or wherever? Oh, great way to start off this second half. Livingston with a great steal and a great slam dunk right there. I have to try and make sure I keep that up here throughout the game. Just some strong defense. I'm sticking to my normal plan here that I have, which is just try to see what I can do to get inside into the paint. If not, go with some sweet jumpers like that one. Dang, that was a nasty one. But I'll go ahead and take it. So yeah, no, this is awesome for me to be able to play. I think NBA 2K9 was the last game that I ended up playing here, and Ridenour was the best point guard in the league. I got more points with him than anybody else. And I remember even thinking about doing a series way back when with that game for YouTube, but I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna watch this. But for me, this is what I want to pour my time into. If I had unlimited time, to be able to play games, record, this is what I would want to go ahead and do. But to get Seattle to where I want them to be, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of seasons, and a lot of videos for me to be satisfied. So I'm going to have to play through this whole season and then get some good players in the draft, and then potentially some free agents, build up my cash, and just keep trying to grow the team. But I can't do that in a year, unfortunately. Man. All right, we're only up by 3. Got to be careful here about what I do. Man, now I'm revisiting all the things that the Supersonics meant to me. Honestly, my love of Seattle came from this team. I've been saying, if anybody has a rich relative who runs a business who needs a high-level IT person in management, call me up, especially here in the Seattle area. I'd love to end up living there. There's just something about the Northwest that really appeals to me. And a lot of people are like, oh, Seattle's a really rainy city, but I actually like the rain quite a bit. It wouldn't bother me that much at all. Nice, a 3-pointer. All right, we've got to make sure we try and keep this up here. We're shooting the ball pretty well, being smart about the decisions that we're making, and we're not turning the ball over quite a bit. So all in all, this team's been good. Smith on the inside. There haven't been too many chances for me to get some buckets like that. But whenever an opportunity like that does come up, I'm going to go ahead and try and take it. I want to make sure I take as many high percentage shots as possible. I don't want to be doing too many crazy threes or fadeaways or anything like that. Should probably do some more picks too. All right, here we go. We'll go ahead and try it now. Ah, it didn't work. I've got to get better at that. It's something I can use pretty well. Nice little pick and roll. The inside. There we go. All right, so that's going to make it an 8-point game for us here. Got a chance to be able to make the lead double digits here to start things off in quarter number 4. And I think that would put me in a good position, because then it's really just trying to hold the lead as much as possible. With the fake, you didn't go for it, so I figure let's just give it a shot. Now I'm up by 11 here. The Grizzlies, though, drive it inside here, and we get a block. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do anything with it. It's those points after turnovers that, for me, is an important thing for me to be able to get. Because if I go ahead and I force a turnover, block a shot, steal the ball, and I'm not able to get any points off of it, The only thing that's really happened is the clock has run down a little bit. There's another block. Livingston comes away with it, and again, I'm not able to do anything. So the Grizzlies now making it 6. We'll go ahead and add 2 to our lead to make it 8 now. So now I'm playing very defensive here when it just comes to... Well, I didn't mean that here, but Livingston with another steal and another slam dunk. No, I meant I'm just trying to maintain the lead here. I'm actually slowing down the tempo quite a bit here when I'm on offense. And for me, I love my fast-paced offense. So it's a little difficult for me to try and slow things up here and come away with like a good shot at the end, but I'll do what needs to be done. Gasol gets it on the inside. But yeah, I'm playing 8-minute quarters if you guys have not noticed. I do also have it set to go ahead and auto-scale to when it's 12 minutes. Ginobili with the steal, but Livingston picks it up in the jump shot, which is not what I wanted. I was hoping for like a layup or a dunk, just something there to get the easy points. But, you know, at the end of the day, we still got 2. That's what matters most. Up by 7, both teams in the bonus here with 19.8 seconds to go. Vince Carter with a interesting shot selection right there. So I'll go ahead and give it to Ginobili. He'll kind of hold on to it here. Oh, until he's getting double teamed. So he'll give it to Splitter, and he'll let him run, and he'll go ahead and run the clock out. So for me, it's awesome to be able to say this. The Seattle Supersonics end up winning this game, but it's also sad because I know it's not real. Anyway, bring back the Sonics. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great jazz. You guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again for watching. As always, you guys, I hope you have a good one.